Yeah, and we are online.
Yay!
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited for today.
Yeah, me too, me too. And I think we'll just give it a little time to let everyone in.
Absolutely. It's Helena and I were sitting in meditation before this call, and there was so much joy and so much peace that was coming through, and that playfulness and that laughter, that I'm just excited for everybody else to get on board so that we can all share it together.
Yeah, yeah. All of the joy and all of the laughter.
We've got some really fun, light energy that's joining us today. Yeah. So welcome everybody as you join us, whether you're live or coming in through a recording. We're just going to take a couple more minutes to let everybody hop on. If you do have a question, you can always raise your hand, but you should know that your video will play. And so be prepared for that, or you can put your finger over it or turn it off as soon as you turn it on. So just something to be aware of if you have any questions, or you could always write them in the chat as well.
Okay.
And for those watching the replay, you won't have those options, but feel free to email us or to send us a message on Facebook, and we could respond to any of your questions there. So the email is heatherandhelena@gmail.com, and the website is youmemagic.com, which is the same way you would find Facebook.
Yeah. I couldn't hear the email correctly, but maybe it was my connection, but it's heatherandhelena@gmail.com.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you've heard both of us in case you
We're just waiting
trouble.
a little to see if let people in.
Absolutely. So welcome everyone as you join us.
Yeah, welcome.
We were saying we're so excited. The meditation that Helena and I were doing earlier has brought in so much fun, light, playful energy that we're looking forward to spending some time with you in that energy and seeing what comes through.
Yeah.
So it's almost time to start.
Should we start with a little presentation of each
Go for
of
it.
us?
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I'm starting. Yeah. I'm Helena Hauby, and from Denmark. And I work as a healer and as a coach and a palliative physiotherapist. And I absolutely love this work with the live streams. That is a kind of connection of combining the two, coaching and the healing work, because I find it so healing what we do here. Yeah. And you, Heather?
Don't you just love her? I could just like dive into you every time you talk. And my name is Heather Gunther. I am a life coach. I'm also a psychotherapist. And I started doing my work with kiddos. And so for me, play and and exploring the body from the way a child explores the body and explores emotions from that place is part of what I think is so fun about coaching, because we can bring that kid energy into and we can play together and work through the things that are challenging or hard or we're getting stuck, and instead we can do it with ease and so a little bit of that bouncy joy that kids give us.
Yeah.
And speaking of that kind of bouncy joy, that's what came through for us as we were preparing for today. And it was so much fun and so different than I'd ever experienced before that I'd actually like to start right from the beginning with grounding in this different kind of way than we've ever done before. So if you want, you can just get comfortable in your seat, take a breath, and just bring your awareness down through the earth, down just into the core of the earth, core of all knowing. And in other meditations, you might put your feet onto that center. But I actually want you to imagine that you're sitting on the core of the earth and your feet are wiggling and dangling and you're just allowing. You're allowing that joyful, playful energy of just wiggling your feet, totally supported, totally connected. And let that energy move up through your whole body. And then tap back into it and take another breath and let that move through you. And the beauty of this space where we can just dangle our feet and feel totally held is that is the same energy, the same experience that we get when we're playing with magic. No. In my experience, magic is that play, that wonder that comes through when we're present and when we're open. And if you could just take one thing from our time together, being able to tap into this place of joyful support, that would be it for me. Because from that comes knowing that you are totally loved and taken care of, knowing that miraculous experiences are possible everywhere and in everything. And we learn that from kids. They think the world is just crazy magic. So what if we could tap into that for ourselves and we could access that in our bodies? So continue to connect with that. Continue to connect with that playful, joyful, supported energy. And what would your life be like if you could live in this place all the time? If you could allow this smile, this freedom to be available. Because in this freedom, there are infinite possibilities that seem absolutely magical.
Yeah. And what I have found is that magic is actually in our life now, and sometimes it's just the to be aware of it. That's the obstacle. I'm sure that everyone knows the feeling of the right phone call at the right moment, or that your attention is caught to something very important at exactly the right moment. And that's all of these small things in all day life that we might even not noticed, and it is magic. It is a way to make our life better, and by being aware of it and starting to collect all of the stories we have of experiencing magic, it's a way to let it grow in our life, and to the more you experience it, and the more you give it attention, the more it will grow, so you can experience the magic every day. And the magic have all kind of ways to show up, and sometimes it's fun and joyful, and sometimes it's just something small, practical that's going good. And it is in our life now, because it's around us every day, every minute. It's now, and like surrendering into that's how life is. Life is magic. That's a huge thing to do.
Absolutely. And there's a saying which you've just pointed out, which is, energy flows where attention goes. And when we can bring our attention to the magic, when we can bring our attention to the wonder that we're experiencing, we create more energy in that space as well. And we just bring more energy, and we allow it to overflow and fill our lives, more than just the perfection here and perfection there. Now it's like, you see it as the majority of your life, rather than itty bitty moments in your life. And there's a tool that Helena has that I love, which is to journal the miraculous things that have happened in your life. And it could be as simple as like, I asked for a parking spot and I got one. Or it could be as complex as, actually, I love your story. Would you actually share your story about the lottery ticket?
Yeah, I would love to. It's such a good story. Yeah. Oh, it started that I was looking into our bank account, and looking at our debt, and calculating how much money did we owe the banks, and I got this amount of debt, and then I had something I wanted to buy, so I put that amount on top, and then I got this very big amount of money. I thought, and I was saying, it was like, and I do that often. I make a wish, so I made a wish for this amount of money, and it was so big, so I actually forgot about it, because it was so out of reach in my mind. So I just let it go. I asked for it and then let it go, and didn't think anything about it. And then I think it was a week or two later, I was at work, and I had this strong feeling that I had to drive through another town before I went home, back to where I live, and then I did it, not knowing what what I should do in this town. And when I arrived, I was like, yeah, now I'm here. But my car needed some gas, so I went to the gas station and put on some gas. And when I went into the shop, I had this very intense feeling of someone standing right beside me, just so close that it touched me. And I looked around, and there was no one in the shop, just me. And I was a little confused. What was this? And I went up to the counter to pay, and this feeling was beside me all of the way. And when I got up, then I got some pictures in my head of lottery tickets, and I was still getting a little confused and not knowing what was this about. And I didn't even know if it was possible to buy a lottery ticket in this shop. So at that time, I was so confused, so I just paid my gas, and there was a line behind me. Now there were other people coming, and I was still I don't know which lottery ticket, and I didn't do anything. So I went home, not buying a lottery ticket. And 2 days later, in the local newspaper, there was a little article telling me that at that gas station, at that day, a little later that day, there was sold a lottery ticket on and winning in the exact amount that I had asked for. And I was, a little sad, but actually I was more happy because it showed me so clearly that I can have anything I ask for, anything. Even the amount of money that's so big that I couldn't even imagine it. And all I had to do was listen, because I did listen. I drove to this town, and I went into the gas station, and I felt this feeling, sensation just here. So I actually did nearly everything. I just missed the little part. but that kind of magic is huge. The kind of magic that is standing like physical, but not physical, right beside you. That's so huge. Yeah.
I love that story, and I love it because it's all of those pieces that make up for miraculous living in our lives, right? Like you asked, like you were present with what you were hoping for, and then you surrendered. You just let it go. You said, this is my heart's wish, and I let it go. And then when you got called to action, you took action. And then, there was following the action and continuing to listen and to follow the action. And that's really what allows us to live in the flow of miracles and magic, is when we're willing to do what you did. And sometimes we get mean to ourselves sometimes if it doesn't look the way we think it should, or if we forgot to bring in something, like you forgot to do the last step, the buying the lottery ticket.
Yeah. I got too confused to do it. And it's fine. It's perfect fine. Yeah. Because now I know.
But how many times? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so there's that self-love, though, that's so important in this process of living a magical life, is that how many times do we get guided to something, and instead of actually taking action, we just stay aware. And then, a couple of days go by, and we go, oh, that's telling me what to do. That's what I was being guided towards.
Yeah.
And then it just reminds us, like, oh, right, always being supported. There's always someone there willing to take care of me and guide me and show me if I'm willing to listen. And then step 2, take action. So it's always a reminder that, like you said, there's that energy, there's that knowing, that feeling in your body that you are supported and connected.
And guided. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So much. And we always are. It's part of the magic. We are never alone in this, and we always have someone here to help us. I had another profound experience about that. It was in the middle of the night. I was sleeping alone in an apartment in the central Copenhagen, it was a very, very deep sleep. And suddenly I felt a hand on my shoulder, and I heard a voice in my head, very loud and clear: "You have to wake up now."
Oh.
2 times it was saying, "You have to wake up now." And I did, and it was difficult because I was very deep sleeping. And when I woke up, I heard steps on the stairs, and someone, trying to break up the lock on my front door. And I was just, I didn't know how to act because I was still partly asleep, but I was awake enough to hear what was happening. And thank God it didn't succeed. And he went further up and tried upstairs and didn't succeed either. And then he went out into the street, and I saw his car, and I got the number of the car, and so. But that feeling of I'm never alone. When it's really important, I have the support, and I have it like I can feel it's physical. And this is not just me, it's everyone. We're never alone, never alone. And it's so important to remember that we can have everything we wish for, and we are always supported in our in safety and in our wishes. It's a profound story. And it made a big shift in my trust, in trusting the universe, trusting the help around me.
And that piece can be a hard piece to live in. That trusting and that knowing. Because I think sometimes we want to trust, but we don't actually trust. And sometimes it requires some work, some support to be able to have that knowing, like, no matter what, unconditionally, I am loved, and I am safe, and I am supported completely. I'm getting the sense to, like, just let that ground in and allow people to really feel that. Like, feel, what would it be like if you allowed yourself to know in absolute certainty that you are so loved and you are so supported that nothing could ever destroy that. And just kind of breathe into that. we don't often take time to really, to tap into that knowing. Distracted by what's happening in the world and, making our, sandwiches and lunches for kids and like just getting caught up in the daily stuff. Sometimes we need to take the time to remember.
Yeah. That the support is here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we are never alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's a big issue around, for many people, there's a lot of, we have all had a lot of struggle in our lives. And most of us, many of us have in some point of our life made the decision that we are alone in this because we felt alone and we felt that the surrounding was not supporting us as we wanted them to do. So that's a big issue for many people around, feeling alone in this and having to do things by themselves, and also a part of it has to be a fight for us. We have to struggle. And by believing that these stories, we stop ourselves seeing and receiving the magic and the help. And it's important to acknowledge the stories we have, and to acknowledge that it was me myself that made that conclusion that I'm alone, and it was not what happened, but it was the conclusion I made that made the problems for me. And there's a big opportunity to shift the feeling of our life by shifting those conclusions, to let go of the thoughts of I'm here alone, I have to do this by myself, and I have to be strong, and I have to fight. By letting go of that conclusion and saying, no, this conclusion has nothing to do with me and nothing to do with actually happened. What happened just happened. It had no meaning in any of these ways. I can allow myself to open up and be vulnerable and open to receive the help that the universe is here to give me, and the magic that is in that. Yeah, and that's a very important shift to make.
Yeah. I love what you said, and as you were saying it, I had all this energy moving in my throat and my chest, and I was coughing, and because there's a lot to being able to speak about our story and speak about what we perceived, what we thought was happening, and then to allow ourselves to sit with ourselves or to sit with someone else and to unravel that story and unravel that meaning and allow the truth to flow through. Because so I'm going to tell you a Chinese proverb that keeps coming to mind, which is there was a farmer who one day found a horse in his backyard. And everyone said, "Oh, what good luck. This is great." maybe, maybe not. And the next day, his son was riding the horse and fell off and broke his leg. And all the community said to him, "Oh, you were right. That was terrible luck. We wish this horse never came to you." And it was like, maybe, maybe not. And a little time went by, and a commander from the army came through the town and said, "All of your able-bodied men need to join me. We're going to war." And because his son had broken his leg, he wasn't able-bodied and couldn't go to war. And all the townspeople came up to him and went, "Oh, you were right. It was a good luck, because now you're not going to lose your son, and we might." And he went, maybe not. And I love that because there's no right answer. There's no good luck or bad luck. It's all about, whether you're open to receiving and allowing that to flow through you. But sometimes we get caught up in our story of like, damn, that horse, like, if I hadn't found it, da, 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 da. And we get caught in those cycles, and then we don't allow ourselves to really access the perfection of what's happening in front of us.
Yeah, because we put so much judgment on things and experience. Yeah, that's a beautiful story. I haven't heard it before. It's very beautiful, and so precise on. Yeah, we don't know. It could be and maybe not. And if we just like surrender and let it be, and don't have to make things right or wrong, just let it be what it is. Yeah, we can relax into and be open to the magic. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is why, we talk about the first step to creating magic in your life is to surrender. Yeah. And I guess the question that I would ask, all of you would be, what could you do in your life to allow more surrender to be your state of being? Would it be, journaling, like we spoke of earlier about, the magic that already exists, and then sitting with that? Is it, taking, 5 minutes to just kind of sit and to settle with yourself and just let go of your burdens? Sometimes there's a practice of, kind of filling a bowl with all of the things that you're struggling with, and then putting it out and kind of giving it as a wish to the universe of, I ask for support around this. I ask for help with this, and I release it. And then you surrender and just let go of it. Is it calling a friend or calling a mentor or coach and saying, how do I surrender this? How do I let go and allow with this? So there's lots of different ways that we can lean into surrender. But if we don't, it makes it hard for magic to flow through us, because it's constantly hitting up against a wall of knowing of bad luck and good luck and right and wrong.
Yeah. There's also the practice of meditation, and doing the work of letting go in meditation. I found that very powerful too. Feeling the need inside of not letting go, making room for the part of oneself that really wants to hold on or to control, and letting that part have a voice and an expression, and loving that part all the way through. and that I find that powerful in the meditation, keeping the love so strong that I can love every part of myself, even the part that won't let go of control. um, and feeling how the love can transform during the process, because it can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That loving the parts that hurt.
Yeah.
Loving the parts that can't surrender, that don't want to surrender, that don't feel safe surrendering. Loving those parts. And sometimes we can access that absolute love for ourselves, and we can hold that place of us that doesn't feel safe. And sometimes we need help. Sometimes we need, a body worker to help release the places we've held so tight in our body, to the not feeling safe, or to not being able to let go. And we need that. Or sometimes it's talking to a beloved friend who can look at you and say, sweetheart, you are so lovable. I couldn't imagine treating you like the way you treat yourself. Let me hold the love for you until you can find it for yourself. Yeah.
And to treat oneself this way transforms a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It makes a lot of room for magic and wishes come true.
That's the trick about magic, or the piece that it teaches us, is that when we have preconceived ideas about what's going to happen and how it's going to happen, or how it can't happen, or how it should happen, things kind of create a wall that prevent us from being able to actually let the magic flow and let things be as incredible that our mind can't even imagine. And sometimes, we can access it by surrendering and falling into love, and other times we need to feel the pain so that can return to love, and then we can access the magic that way. But that's what's so beautiful about, I think, the pursuit of magic in our lives, is that it gives us all of these options. I had like 10 words coming through all at once. It gives us the perfection and the infinite possibilities, like saying 10 words at once, infinite. Or it lets us go to those places that have been so painful that we can bring those into the infinite possibilities, and those places into love as well. And that's what Helena and I are both dedicated to so completely, is to both living our own lives in constantly opening up to more magic and opening up to more possibilities, and also to remembering and being in that state of love that makes all of that possible. And I know that when I have doubt or question, I can look to Helena, and I am so incredibly loved that I can remember to love myself that much as well. And that when we come together, that there is magic that just transpires because we're willing to love and be loved so much. And that's why I'm so excited about spending 6 weeks with everyone, is to spend time in this state of love and in this state of both surrendering into the magic, and then also surrendering into the places where we haven't allowed possibilities into our story or into our hearts. and being able to access both of those places so that we can move forward in quantum leaps and see how incredible 2017 can be.
Yeah. And starting these 6 weeks, we maybe we should put out the offer just to say a little words about we next Tuesday we start we start 6 weeks of I just forgot what webinars like this where we but also where we open up for questions and working on personal issues, and we will have plenty of time for that too, and then going deeper into all of the things that we talked about today and more about creating magic in our life. And starting this in December, where all of the magic is so present in our life, with all of the sparkling things around us, and the fairies and the gnomes and everything that makes up the Christmas magic is so present, and all of the feelings around that it is possible to wish and be gifted, that is feelings that we don't feel so connected with the rest of the year, but right now this month it's so full of wishes come true, and love between people, and love within ourselves, and a lot of magic. So it's absolutely the perfect timing for starting having more magic in our life. So we will do two sessions in December, and then we have 4 sessions in January, where we will set the stage for the next year. What do we want in our life? What do you want in your life? And then we will coach you and support you to get the best, most magical year next year. It's going to be so exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've already got this meditation coming through. Like, there's so much that's coming through that I'm so excited about. You know, like you said, Helena, that ability to do one-on-one support with people, so that, you know, sometimes we can access the profound love and the magic and the sparkly, like as you were talking, and when I feel into this time of year, what I feel is glitter from snowflakes falling, and that twinkle lights, and all of that energy and space of just feeling full of potential. And sometimes when all of that potential shows up, all the places that we haven't allowed potential to be in our lives also comes up. About being able to do these webinars and do this one-on-one support on the webinars is because we can actually go into both of it, both the challenges and the joy, so that they become, and we can all move forward. And then we also have the opportunity to, you know, through our worksheets and through the different things that we're going to be doing that are more kind of concrete and specific, we'll get to look at, like, what daily practices will help you to bring in more magic in your life. You know, what daily practices or what meditations would you like to do that will allow you to create the foundation for magic to blossom and to grow, so that as 2017 takes hold, and as we move from winter into spring, we can allow all of this to come to fruition in our lives. And it's a really fun, I mean, can you feel that energy of just like all of the possibilities and everything that wants to come forward, like the lottery ticket, you know, these things, these wishes that want to come through in our lives if we give them a path. And so I'm really excited about working with people and helping creating that path to allow the wishes to take bloom.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
And there was another amazing thing that just this perfect match for this event. We are, I don't know a lot about I can't even say
numerology.
Yeah, thank you. But this is I've been told this is a 9 year, and this year is ending a circle of 9, and then next year we start a new of 9 years, and that's a number 1 year. And number 1 year is very much about starting new things, starting a new circle, setting the stage for the next 9 years. And I've been looking back to last time I had we had a year number 1, and I will say that was the best year I have ever had in my life. So many things happened to me. In the first month, I ended my study, my education. I was finished as a physiotherapist, and I've met my husband that year. I did amazing travelings. I learned new things like sailing and things that I wanted all of my life, and that was so magical year. So I'm so much looking forward for a new year of number 1. It can only bring even more magic. So I want to support that for so many people as possible, because we have a unique opportunity right now.
Yeah.
Let's join us. Yeah.
Ooh, I got shivers up my spine when you said that. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the perfection of all of that.
Yeah.
You know, that we would come together and find each other at exactly the right moment in time, when all of these seeds are ready to be planted and all of these possibilities are ready to be experienced, and we would all find each other. Like even this moment is magic.
Yeah, even this.
And whether it's, you know, that you join us on our trip to magic in the way that we're doing it, or whether you find it in another form, like for me, I can feel the presence of just the taking the action and being together provides opportunities.
Yeah. And I was thinking, could you tell us about the offer? There's a prize offer going on right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And so for today, we have, I should start over. So for the 6 weeks that we're going to be working together, and we're going to be doing these live webinars, you're going to get one-on-one support, and you'll get some tools to be working with for bringing the infinite possibilities and the magic into your life. And we start next Tuesday at this time. You'll receive recordings, and you'll receive workshops, or not workshops, but worksheets for all of this. And if you are feeling called, like this is a yes for you, we have a special offer for today only, and that is $97 for that whole 6 weeks of work that we'll be doing together. And so there's a button on the page. You can also go to YouMeMagic.com, and that's where you can see more about the work that we'll be doing together, and where you can say yes if that's what your heart is calling you to do. And so normally this price is $127, and that's what it'll go back to as of tomorrow.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we've got about 10 minutes left, and there's a meditation that keeps coming through for us to be doing. And so I'm going to be the words for that. And Helena is going to be the energy. Well, why don't you talk about what you're going to be doing?
Yeah, I will be holding the energy and working on all of us. Meanwhile, so if maybe you can feel it like two energies working on you, but it will work perfectly together. Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay. So let's just take a breath and become aware of our bodies. And just bring our energy together. There's a quote that says, "Where two or more are gathered in my name, there am I with you." And that has always struck me, because together is where we find the truth. Together is where we find love. And so allow our togetherness to access that oneness, that universal energy. And I want you to bring your awareness to this past year, to 2016. And if you feel, I want you to feel into that energy. Maybe specific moments come to mind, maybe just a feeling in your body. It could be anything. Just breathe into what's coming through for you about 2016. And I want you to allow that energy to be in front of you, as if it was taking form, as if it could talk to you. Because it has a message for you. And allow the message of this past year to come through. What is it that you were most creating and choosing to learn, to experience this year? And now thank that energy for sharing that message with you. And I want you to turn to your left and walk towards a door. And behind that door, you can feel golden light shining through, waiting for you to just open the door and receive it. And when you're ready, open that door and step into that light. Step into the infinite possibilities and the magic, covered and surrounded by golden light. I want you to feel your whole body from the inside out just opening to this, to this golden, And when you're ready, you're going to walk towards a body of water. And on that water, there's a gift floating towards you. It might be an animal, it might be a boat, it might be, a present floating your way, it could be anything. But allow it to come forward. And sit with this gift in whatever form it takes. And allow it to share whatever message comes through. And this message is the message for 2017. This is the message that's being called forward for you in your life as this next step, this next year comes closer. And I want to have you thank that present, that gift, that animal. And walk back towards the door. And as you go through this door, you're in a room. And there's a table. And there's another gift. And in that gift, in that present box, there's the offering of all of the support and all of the help and all of the guidance to make 2017 into that precious gift that you just learned about. And I want you to feel into that present, that guidance. And feel in what is coming through as the best way to support you to live this next magical year of your life. Maybe people are coming to mind. Maybe books, maybe activities, maybe this course. To feel into how the universe wants to support you and where you can start. And know that that present is yours. That support is right there to guide you into this next step, into this next piece of your journey. So even as we start to orient back to the room and back to our bodies, that golden light, that support, that's yours to keep forever. It's always been yours. And I want to thank all of you for joining us today, for allowing us to be a part of your journey. So thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure to be in this energy together. And if you would like to share anything or to connect with us, feel free. You can do that at yumimagic.com, or you can find us on Facebook under the same title. So thank you so much, everyone. Lots of love.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you, Heather, for that beautiful, beautiful meditation. It was amazing. I got some beautiful gifts.
Oh.
Yeah. Very beautiful. Thank you so much. And thank you for everyone joining us and everyone seeing this. It's such an amazing thing to be able to do, to share these things.
Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.